Hey everybody, this is Paul with Collector's Escape, talking about comic books today. And we're going to start out with a 1980s series called Merc. And Merc reminds me a lot of a stronger, tougher, meaner A-Team, which ironically would have been coming out about the same time. This is a set of military trained specialists that go on missions. They may be in the South Pacific, they may be in Afghanistan, they may be right in your backyard. And these guys, they do their missions, they right wrongs, they take it to the bad guys, and the bad guys pay. I like the artistry on this. I like military comic books to start with, but these are mercenaries. These are guys that are not exactly at war conventionally, but they make a lot of war. So Merc, I've got 3 of their copies here, and I've got a few more. We're building up to collect all of Merc. Next, I wanted to share a few selective ones that we picked up today. Hawkman. I got a really cool Hawkman version. This is much newer stuff, but look at the very back with classic Wonder Woman on the backside. Linda Hamilton. We have her signed autograph from her in our autograph room. And I picked up one that just happened to have my name. I'm Paul. But I'm also a fan of The Tick, and so when I saw this one, I just had to pick it up. I like getting groups where you have teams of people, whether it's the Fantastic Four, or it's the Avengers, or these subgroups. And here's a really cool subgroup called the Terrifics. And the Terrifics, you know, really a band of special powered superheroes that go out and take assignments and just take people on and battle, and you get to live their lives. They have some real similarities to the Fantastic Four. The next one I wanted to cover is Mysteries, the Unfathomable, and I really like the artistry on this. So I like the kind of artistry, and let me show you some of the artistry inside. And so we pull up a year number. This is a pretty new one, the 2009 version, and let you see the inside. These are all color sheets. With comic books, sometimes you don't have all color or selective color, but Mysterious, the Unfathomable, I like them, and I found a spot to be able to pick up a whole bunch of them, and so that kind of get me. I like to really collect out the whole series and sizes if I can. And so Mysterious, Unfathomable, different stories on each edition, and some of it may be just a tad bit risque, but I found it interesting. The next one I collected that caught my attention is Arak, Son of Thunder. This is 1982, so early 80s. Very much a spin-off of Conan, very much a spin-off of other warrior types, but I like getting these 80s comics. You know, they have a different style. They don't have the glossy pages, but they have really cool stories, and there's a tendency to go in and out from having violence to non-violence. If you remember the A-Team, they had all the B.A. Baracus, all the cool stuff, but they never killed anybody. No one ever died. And I was like, that's not much reality. To where you get just comics that are pure slice-ups. These and where everybody gets chopped up. These 80s versions are in between, where people can die, characters can be killed, which gives them some reality, and every once in a while they kill off a cool character, which is reminiscent of The Walking Dead and others that I like, because then you're more invested in the storyline because there could be big pivotal changes. I like that. Next, one of the comics I collect a little bit more expensive because it's a specialty comic, and this is Superman, Reign of the Supermen, and this copy here. And the reason why this is more valuable is it's signed and comes with a certificate of authenticity for the author. Let's see, this was copy number 3,865 of 10,000 copies. And so there is a number. I'd rather be 10,000 than a million. And this is Jackson Guice, Guice. So I find it, I like picking these up, even though this, you know, when you compare the time, you're probably paying $9 more, $10 more to get a difference in here. But I like to be able to get the different artists because I love the artistry and the work. Now the next one cost even more. And this is the 1980s oversized Conan comic. So this is a sort of Conan. This is coming around 1984. And if we look inside, we're going to find that this is just at the same time that Arnold Schwarzenegger is tearing things up with the Conan series. What I like about these comics is that, man, they are big, bold, action graphics. I mean, they get after it, and this comic book, every single page, every single screen is a battle of life and death. And so when we talk about people getting killed, people getting, you know, any kind of death, you don't have to go any further than the Marvel magazines, the 1980s, mid-1980s, and it's going down. It is going down. Another vivid graphics, big one page, half page, quarter page pictures. Just very, very cool. And a good storyline as well. And so these are some, you know, we're looking at 10, 12, 15, even $20 for the right kinds. I think they're a good investment, and some of these will go into the safe deposit box. This one is a medium size, about a $10 purchase, and we just keep hanging on to it. Very interesting time dated advertisements and promotions that are always interesting to go back and look at retrospectively of what was happening and what was being pitched and what was hot and what was not in the 1980s or the 70s or the 60s and so on. All right, I wanted to share just a couple of our most recent postcards. Did a big order. Once again, I sent out a ton of them before I showed them. This is from our Astounding Science Fiction line. We are working on a big release of the Galaxy and If magazine items, whether it be t-shirts, hats, and postcards. What's cool about these in Zazzle, when you go to our links that are down below, is there's always going to be a promotional link. Here's another one that jumps out, Fantastic Adventures. Super cool. And you get these postcards, they're always going to be under $1. Under $1. Sometimes as cheap as 60 cents. Which is a really cool, easy way to send a science fiction lover a reach out. Hey, how's school going? How are you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Check me out this weekend. Any kind of message you put on one of these postcards it's going to catch people's attention. It's going to turn into a refrigerator magnet show-off piece because they're exquisite and they're neat. And there's so many great pulp, classic, science fiction. We have hundreds of them, and we're adding hundreds of them a day, a week. And I wish I could do that many a day because I hadn't seen these images before. I think they're awesome. Same thing with our German pulp fiction. I showed these before. I showed this off. Now I'm wearing it. We now have the link below for this one, but we now have Spanish and French and other countries' own great vintage science fiction apparel and postcards we're finding. Is like, I'm amazed by the graphics. I'm amazed by the artistry. I'm amazed by the creativity of other great science fiction lovers in other countries decades and decades and decades before I was born or around or checking things out. And so we're happy to share it all with you. Next time we come back, we're going to talk about horror. We're going to plan to talk about Brian Lumley, Necroscope, and all of the different talkings and dealings and adventures through the dead, by those that can talk to the dead. I think you'll enjoy that. Keep collecting. Please subscribe. Share this channel with your friends. We want to find more folks that love this stuff so we can share information and just have a great time. My name is Paul for Collector's Escape. Have a great day.